Hey crew, what's up? It's Dr. Jared again here at Health and Performance Center. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that we do on a regular basis here in the office that's a little bit different than your average chiropractic office. We've done a lot of hashtags, not just chiro, and that's a lot of kind of our physical therapeutics, our rehabilitation that we do both with Graston technique, soft tissue mobilization, but more importantly, corrective exercise and functional movement patterning that's so important to correlate with chiropractic. But we also do a lot of whiteboarding and understanding what can we do throughout the day. Another tagline phrase is never miss. Okay, and it's not that you don't have enough time, it's that most people just don't recognize the opportunities that they have. So we have that hashtag, never miss that opportunity to do what's right for your body. We'll kind of give something that we were talking about today with one of our patients, and we were talking about kind of this global flexion posture, that rounded posture that we get in if we're sitting at a desk. Standing desks are coming around, that's fantastic, but even with the shoulders, this still happens at the standing desk. And it's important to kind of realize this global flexion position is something that we spend in maybe 90% of our time when we're in our chair. It's not that this is the worst position ever. In fact, it's a position that our body can go into. It's just a matter that we spend 90% of our time there. That's arbitrary, but we do spend a vast majority of the amount of time in that position. The brace neutral position is kind of what we know is good posture. You know what grandma tells you to do, roll your shoulders back, sit straight up, all that stuff. Well, we get a little bit more neutralized spine. We're more centrated through our hip and knee joint, and everything is kind of braced in a solid, stable position. Even if there is kind of a hip hinge there, we're closed on the front part of the hip. No big deal. We're just talking about the spine here of being postured in a little bit more neutral fashion. Then we go into global extension, where we'd say maybe 0 to 1% of the time we spend there. But our body gives us this little hint. It says, maybe we should extend back, and you kind of notice that you do that at your desk from time to time. Why? It's because you spend 90% of your time over here in your brain, your nervous system, your joints, your muscles. That intricacy of how they're all working together is telling you, please, God, give me some global extension to just balance out this scenario so I don't develop neck pain, shoulder pain, mid-back pain, low back pain, things that go even to the hip, the knee, the ankles, plantar fasciitis. We talked about it with another patient today. Hey, how are you sitting? Is that knee diving in? Is that arch collapsing down? Is that foot flared? Because if that's the case, you're setting up an unstable situation in your foot that's tugging on your Achilles tendon and your plantar fascia for hours on end. And then you wonder, man, I don't understand why when I stand up after sitting for 3 hours I can barely walk because I have such intense heel pain. It's because we're missing the capability to balance out some global extension, brace neutral, global flexion. They're all natural and important, but again, it's the imbalance that kills us. We spend 90% of our time here, 10% of our time here trying to be good, and 0% of our time kind of opening up and recalibrating from this chronic opposite situation. And no wonder we have a myriad of problems that come from the seated posture. Folks, hopefully that helps not